Hey, Chloe. Hey, Lisa. If you're popping on, say hey. Hey, Joy. How are you? Hi, Anna. Just gonna wait for our group to grow a little bit bigger, let more people get on. But I hope you guys are all having a good Monday night. Hopefully it was a good start to your week. Hey, Jenny. Good, I'm glad. The weeks closer to the end of the school year, the weeks just like drag on. The weeks get so hard at the end of the school year. I'm as done as the kids, like honestly, like I'm ready to just be on summer vacation. Hey girls. Hey Denisha. Hey Wendy. Hey Amanda. Hey Allie. I'm glad it's been amazing so far. That's amazing. So I know who got who was able to order some Plumeria and Fly Girl. Anybody get any? I didn't. Last two restocks, I have been at the gym when they've come back, and I have missed out. So, we have a diet daycare. Yeah, it gets so hard towards the end of the school year. So, but I hope some of you guys were able to at least get some colors. I know it's super hard right now. Oh, that's right. Yeah, colors came back yesterday. I wasn't even looking at my phone most of yesterday afternoon. Woohoo! Good job, Heather. I love Plumeria. Plumeria is a really pretty red. Honestly, it may be one of my favorite reds. Fly Girl is awesome too. Fly Girl is great for those girls who want a darker red, more earthy kind of. It's a good one too. So, yes, love Plumeria. And I love like the Plumeria flower. Are the Plumeria flowers red like that though? Or because like Plumeria, you would think the flower is why they named it that, but aren't Plumerias white? Or am I getting those confused with a different kind of flower? I don't know. Hopefully it comes back, Wendy. They seem to kind of be bringing back for a few days. The same colors kind of seem to come back. So keep your eye open, keep your browser, keep your product page open, and hopefully you can snag some next time they come up. I was joking that I'm not going to go to the gym anymore. That I can't go to the gym because when I go to the gym, colors come back in stock. So, or maybe I should go to the gym so colors come back and you guys can all get them. But this training shouldn't be too long. It should be actually pretty straightforward in terms of what to do when you get a downline. Last week we trained on recruiting. And so today, just to kind of follow that up, it's what to do when we get our girls, when we recruit. So I will just be going over like a couple different steps on what to do when you start to build your downline. So the first thing, and like I said, this is going to be like kind of straightforward for a lot of us. So I won't take it personally if you're like, hey, I already know this. I don't need to stick around, and you head off. But I'll do like maybe a Q&A at the end as well. So the first thing you do is when you get that message from somebody, hey, I think I want to sign up, or yeah, I want to do this. Um, you obviously send them a link to how to sign up. And what I did is I just saved the link from way back when, like the little blurb that Jalen sent me, and I don't know if that's been like passed down the line, but like, here's how you sign up. Go to blah 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 blah, Cinegents.com, click on distributor, click sign up, like that whole thing, and put in my number. So you send that to them and they sign up. And then what you need to do is help them get started. So you help, if you need that little blurb, let me know. But you probably received it at some point, in this process. So you can go back through your messages, but if you need that, I can post it. So next step is to add them to Lipstick Ladies, Jalen's Lipstick Ladies. That's where we're going to continue adding our girls until we break away in our own dominion, which I'm hoping maybe is by July, end of July. But until then, we will continue adding our girls to Lipstick Ladies. So, and Jalen has a special process for adding girls. And the reason Jalen has that is Jalen has been burned a lot. There are girls who are out to get her, who want to bring her down, unfortunately. People who are envious of her success, whatnot, and are watching her. And people who have been pretty cruel. So she doesn't want people in that group that are going to hurt her or her team. So she has a special process for us to add girls to it. So it's like a 3-step process. So the first thing you do is you add them to the page. The little bar there on the side, add in, type in their name and add them. Admin will get a notice that people need to be added. So then after you add them, you create a post just on the wall, create a post. Please add the name, distributor ID number, whatever it is. And then you do the next post, you post again with the welcome post, with the picture and a little blurb about them and welcoming them to the page. Admin will go in, after they see your posts, they'll go in and approve your girl, add her to the page. And then they will go in and approve the welcome post. And then they'll delete the please add so-and-so to the page. I know it's a little bit of a process. I used to be an admin for Lipstick Ladies. I stopped because I was basically useless. I wasn't doing anything. And I resigned as an admin. I was just too busy to do that. So that is the process. And the girls are usually pretty good about approving posts. If all steps have been followed correctly, then they'll add the girls pretty quickly. But if you've missed a step, they're kind of sticklers on it and they want you to do it correctly. So just make sure that you are doing it correctly and your girl should get approved pretty quickly, and then you can get her going. So what you do after she's added to Lipstick Ladies is you tag her in the pinned post on Jalen's page. If you're on your phone doing this, the pinned posts are hidden on group pages. But you'll see at the top on the group page a little view pinned post link. So you click on that if you're on your phone. Otherwise, if you're on your computer, you'll see it, no problem. And you tag her in that. In that pinned post, it has all of Jalen's trainings and information. After you tag her there, you tag her in the new distributor album on her page. It's the very, very last album on the last page in the photos and the albums, and tag her and say, something like, here's all the basic information about being a distributor. Please read through this. Let me know if you have any questions, and be sure to look through the other albums as well. Because Jalen's page has tons of information on there. She has tons of albums. And I feel like people don't always go and use their resources. So those albums are there for you to use as a resource so that you don't have to always be kind of trying to figure out on your own or asking your upline, like, where do I get a graphic for this or where do I do that? Jalen's albums are for that. So you're welcome to tag her in any album you want. I think some people tag their girls in like every single album, which is fine. You just don't want to overload your girls with too much information in the beginning. You want to give them the essential information, and then you can slowly kind of go back and tag them in different things and kind of guide them to check out other albums or other pages. Like we have the selfie page and we have the graphics page, but I think in the new distributor album it has links to different pages they should join. So if they're doing their homework, if they're going through and looking and reading everything, then they'll be able to see what they should be adding themselves to. You then add her to this page, the Diamond Dolls training videos, so that you can so she can see the trainings that I do for our team personally. And I know a lot of this stuff can be repetitive. Jaylyn does such an amazing job training her team, and she does trainings on everything. And some of the things I do are repeats, but it's kind of my perspective, my point of view, and how I run things. So it's good for her to get acclimated to me and to our team and how we do things. So you'll still add her to the Diamond Dolls. It's also a nice community for all of us to be together. So when we do break away in our own dominion, we're kind of already familiar with each other. So you can also go through and tag her in any of my old training videos on this page. Any that you would like her to watch, you can go back or him, have he or she watch them. Tag her in the post about text message reminders. So Jaylyn does text message reminders, and I do text message reminders on stock. Tag them in those because they need to sign up so that they can be getting the notifications as well. If you can't find that, then message me and I can send a link to it if you can't find it. I have to find Jaylyn's most recent one because I didn't post it here, but did you guys all sign up for Jaylyn's she started using Remind herself. So, because the other one was going to cost her money, so she's doing Remind. So hopefully you guys all signed up for the Remind for Jaylyn. Because sometimes if I don't see it, Jaylyn will. So for example, yesterday I missed the restock. I didn't even know at all. But Jaylyn has sent out a text on it. So hopefully you are signed up for both of them. So add your girls to those two. Get them signed up for the text message reminders. And I usually give my girls a heads up, when they're signing up. So a little rundown, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to add you to this page and that page and this page. I'm going to tag you in a few things and a few videos. Make sure you go back and watch them. Pace yourself. I know it can be overwhelming. So I kind of give them a little heads up on what's to come so they kind of know what to expect. For me, I need to kind of know what to expect. So I do that for my girls just in case they're anything like me. I don't like being kind of lost or in the dark on things. So I always kind of give a little rundown. Here's what's going to happen. A little 411. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to be added to this page and this page. This page is a big group page. This one is for trainings for our little dominion. And then this one is my personal page for the girls I sponsor and whatnot. Send her the new distributor app. This is the one that comes down from, new distributor document. This comes down from Jaylyn. It's what Jaylyn sent to me. It's what I've sent to my girls. And, hopefully it's been passed down the line as you have been signing up people. And Jaylyn keeps that up to date. So for example, when the 36 colors changed, she updated that. So pass that on to her. And I always tell my girls, get started on this ASAP because I want them to get started on setting up their Facebook page, getting their business cards, and doing all those things to get their business into place. Also, you want to get your girls, you want to make sure your girls are aware of the stock issue. I'm going to sneeze, I feel like. Maybe not. Sorry. Woo! Excuse me. So you don't want your girls to be blindsided by the stock issue. So you just make sure that you give them a rundown on the situation, why the stock is what it is, that it's actually a really great thing that we have a product that people want. Colors do come back. You can snag them as they come back. Thank you, you guys. You can snag them as they come back. I can help you get colors that you can't. I'm willing to trade with you. Kind of give them the an understanding of the situation right now with the stock issue, so that when they go on the back office and they see everything out of stock, they're not like, is this a joke? Like, is this a scam? Like, what is happening? Like, they need to be aware ahead of time. Even sometimes, though, when you let them know ahead of time, they can still get they don't understand how bad the situation is, so they may still be a little blindsided, but just you want to make sure that they are aware. And then a couple things. You just want to offer as much support as you can. You know, these girls may have no idea what they're doing. They may have never done an MLM in their life. When I started, this is my third MLM, so I was somewhat familiar with the process. I knew that there would be like team pages. I knew there would be trainings, different things like that. But they may be clueless. So you just want to support them any way you can. Be ready to answer any of their questions that they have for you. So after you've done all those things and they're added to Lipstick Ladies and important posts go up, tag them in those important posts. So say you have 3 or 4 girls on your team, you want to make sure you're tagging those girls on Lipstick Ladies. But what happens when your team starts to grow? What happens when you start to get a bigger team of girls? Like, when do you make your own group page? Now, there aren't necessarily, like, company rules to this. It's kind of just the way that it's kind of become, like, the tradition. I don't know. So, when I made my group page for just my frontline girls when I had 10 girls under me. Because it was just easier to have them all in one place. It was getting a little too much to start tagging all 10 of them in all of Jaylyn's posts. And I just kind of wanted to create my own community with my girls where I could support them myself and kind of mimic what I was seeing Jaylyn do with her girls. Now, I do know that there are, like, for example, the Smart Mouth Babes, you know, the girls under Denisha. You girls are doing it a little bit differently, which is fine. Denisha created like her own dominion, and she has all of her like girls under her, or she did at one point, and then you guys kind of started breaking off a little bit more. That's fine. There's no rule saying you can't do that. So the things I'm talking about may be a little bit differently than the Smart Mouth Babes group. You guys are kind of doing it a little bit differently than how I have done it. So I don't have a page with all of my 5 lines on it. I'm not going to do that until I have my own dominion. I have this page so I can communicate with you guys and help train you guys. But I don't have a dominion yet. So what I did when I had 10 girls is I not broke off, but I created my own page and just my frontline page. So it's my frontline lip bosses or whatever. And I like that because I can give my frontline girls extra support and incentives and really focus on them and focus on building them to be strong leaders, nurturing them a little bit, giving them a little extra special treatment or their own special incentives, because I want to train them. You want to train your girls to be strong leaders themselves. You know, say I took all you guys under my wing right from the beginning, and I was kind of doing all of the work for you guys, then you guys may not necessarily be independent. So you maybe just would rely on your upline, like, oh, my upline's going to do that training, or my upline's going to do that post, or something like that. So I like being able to give my girls opportunities to be leaders themselves, to support their team themselves, and just kind of guide them to mimic how I do things so that they do the same thing so that it kind of gets passed down the line. But again, there's really no like set rule requirement on that. You could, if you feel like when you have 5 girls, you're ready to create a team page, then create a team page. There's no rules on that. I don't necessarily recommend having everyone on your page, like your second line, your third line, your fourth line, your fifth line. That's all up to you though, honestly, because it can become overwhelming. And but people are torn. There's people who do it, there's people who don't do it. It's a great way to communicate with everybody when you want to run like a whole team incentive. So honestly, it's kind of your thing. I choose to just do my frontline page for now. And if I need to reach out to my other lines, I would just send like a private message, like Facebook message to those girls if I needed to run an incentive. So, all right. Right, so my first line page allows me to nurture and focus on building my strong first line. And then like with trainings, you can start doing trainings with your team whenever you want. When I was at a seminar, there was a trainings team, or not team, a trainings group or class. And there was a girl in there and she was like a maiden or something. She didn't have like a huge team. And she was saying the first time I had a team training, it was just me and one other girl. And the next time it was me and 2 other girls. And then it was 3, and then it was 4. And her moral of her story was, if you build it, they will come. So she never gave up. She just persisted. I'm going to keep doing my trainings, even if my team's not that great or that big. I'm going to keep doing this because I believe in this and I want to nurture and support my team. So you can start doing team trainings whenever you want, once you become a sponsor. Also, when someone signs up, I personally like to do a launch party for them, whether it's a home party or a Facebook party. So that's a really great way to get them just going. With the way things are right now, you may want to not do it immediately, maybe wait a month. And in that month, they can start kind of accumulating stock, and you are able to then in 1 month have a pretty good launch party. And you run it for them, so it's not so much like them being like, hey, come buy from me, come buy my stuff from me, but more so you're running it for her. So it doesn't seem like a selfish endeavor on her part. So she's able to interact with her group on a different level, as opposed to like, hey, I'm going to sell you product, even though she really is, but you're running it, you're administering it, so it kind of has a different vibe to it. So I would say, if it's a home party or a launch or a Facebook party, maybe wait a month. Encourage her to develop her stock, to grow her stock, so when she has her launch party, she has actual stock to sell. And then as a sponsor, you should be willing to do trades with her. If you have decent stock yourself, help her out, do trades with her. That kind of has become one of the things about being a leader is doing trades with your team and trying to help them as much as possible. Keep them informed as much as possible. One thing I like to do is, goal setting, help them set goals. I really do believe that I really do agree that we have, that I've been successful because of my goal setting. Jaylyn was pretty good with me about setting goals. I remember sorry, reading your comments. I probably was like a month in and I was doing pretty good with sales, and she's like, hey, I know you're doing pretty good with sales. I want to challenge you to recruit 3 girls this month. And at that time I was like, what? I can't do that. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to step up to this challenge. And I set a goal to do that. And it happened. So, encouraging your girls to set goals and motivate them, help them out with that. Let me go back and look at these comments here. What's considered decent stock? I would say maybe 5 or 6 colors. Maybe 6 to 10 colors. Maybe like that. Because even if you don't if you even have, like, maybe you only have one mulled wine, you have one First Love, you have one Plumeria, then you let them know. You tell people in your party, I usually do Facebook parties, so I would tell them stock is limited. Claim your colors now. I have one Plumeria, I have one First Love, I have one Flag Girl, I have 2 of this. Then it kind of gets girls to be like, oh, I better claim this before someone else claims it. And it almost is like a motivation for them to be like, hey, I'm going to buy this because she only has one of it. But you can still do sales. You can still have a great party with 10 colors, even 6 colors. Selling 6 starter kits, like, I think that's an awesome success, honestly. I mean, you don't want to put too much pressure on yourself either. So I definitely recommend building stock and at least having maybe like 6 to 10 different colors to offer your people at your party. And then you also have like you have colors to trade. So say someone really wants a nude, but you don't have a nude, so you can hopefully find one to trade with. So you have things to, you have leverage. All right. It was great, and I did 800 in sales, but had no stock. So Anna, what were you selling at your lip sense party? If you had 800, were people getting, like, did you have to scramble to do a whole bunch of trades with people? Did your upline give you colors? How did you pull that off? Because $800 in sales, girl, that is a good party. You go, girl. That's really good. All right. Trades have been my saving grace. Yes. Trades are saving a lot of people right now. And it's so nice that everyone's helpful. My upline stock. Yeah. So that's what, as an upline, if you have a supportive upline, she'll be willing to do that. Good. Yeah. So as colors come back, you're paying her back with whatever comes back in stock. And you would hope that, and I believe everyone here is trustworthy. I have traded with girls, and I trust that they're going to help, they're going to pay me back. So, the last thing I want to talk about is incentives. So, incentives. Jalen does a bunch of great incentives, as you know. I have done incentives. I do incentives for my team, and I focus mostly on my first line, although I have done incentives for more of my lines, like down to my 5th line. When you're trying to build your team, you may find yourself investing a little bit more in incentives to try to entice people to recruit or entice them to place a 300 PV order, things like this. Incentives are not a requirement. You are not required in this business to do incentives for your team. But I do believe that incentives add an element of excitement and motivation for your team. They have something to work for other than just maybe their own personal goals. Like, they're able to work for something else. It makes it kind of exciting. So I have invested money in incentives since I've started. I do believe that it has helped my team grow quickly or quicker. Because I would, recruit the first 4 girls. I remember when I was trying to build my 5th line, I did an incentive, and I needed like 4 more girls or something to place a 300 PV order. And I did the first 4 girls who recruit, and that recruit places a 300 PV order, you get $100. So yes, I had to pay $400, but I made that up in return through my commission check. And I think one girl, I don't remember who it was, but one girl on my 4th line got all 4 of those girls. So she got $400 for recruiting. But she worked her tail off and she recruited and got those girls to place orders. So if you are looking to grow your team, to motivate your team, then incentives are, I recommend incentives, but at the same time, I don't want you like going in debt over incentives. Don't do anything you can't handle. Even when I was first starting, just with my first line, I was offering like $10 a recruit. For every recruit you get $10. So, you do what you can afford as you become a leader. And those are all write-offs. Those are all tax write-offs. So, incentives and prizes and things like that, you can write those all off. So you want to keep track of that like in a spreadsheet on like your Google Docs. So that's the last thing really, is running incentives, whatever you can afford. Jalen likes to give away objects, kind of, while some people like to do cash. Like they like cash money. Money just works for my team. I do a combination. I've done money and I've done other things like a ring light or a set of makeup brushes or a cute lips shirt or whatever. I've done different things. So you do what you can afford if you desire that. But I do believe that doing incentives for your team helps your team grow, helps you grow your team, which in return helps you rank, which in return makes you more money. And you earn back a lot of what you invested in incentives when you get those commission checks because your team has grown due to those incentives. So, just start small if you want, even like $20 Starbucks or a $20 Target card. You do what you can, but it's a little extra push for your team and a little motivation. So, and just when you start building a team, you do take on a leadership position. So you want to behave like a leader. You want to behave like someone who you want to be a positive influence for these people. Jalen is huge on positivity in her group, which I think it does become frustrating for a lot of people because they're like, why can't she just be real? Why can't she just be real? Like the situation sucks and whatnot. But she's trying to create a positive environment as much as possible. Because negativity breeds negativity. So she tries to be positive, but I'll tell you that Jalen cries a lot. That she is frustrated, that she is, she's having a hard time, but she doesn't want to just spew that onto her girls. So as you take on a leadership position, you stay positive with your team, you stay supportive, you commiserate with them. It's okay to commiserate with people, but you don't want to drag them down, because they're looking to you as a leader. They're looking to you as the expert. They're looking to you for help and advice. So just, try to maintain positivity with your group, even though it may be hard at times, but also honesty, it's okay to be honest about the way things are. Did you offer incentives to build your first line? Not necessarily. I have paid for people to sign up. In the past, it is frowned upon because I guess that would be considered an incentive. I'll pay your sign-up fee if you sign up. I have probably paid for 10 girls to sign up. And probably only half panned out. Only half ever really did anything with the business. Maybe, and if you're in here and you're one of those that I paid for and you haven't done anything, you're like, hey, wait, I am going to do something, then that's great. I hope that you do because this is an amazing business. So you kind of pay for people's sign-up fee at your own risk. It's not 100% forbidden in the company, but it's not supported. It's not recommended. So you do that at your own risk, really. And there's girls who, Jalen doesn't do it because she'll be turned in because people will like tell her she's, she's doing what she's not supposed to, but it's not officially a company rule. So honestly, that would be the only way that I would have done incentives to grow my first line, was just by offering to pay for people. I wouldn't pay for strangers. Like if you have a best friend and you know she wants to do this, you know she's gonna like be honest with you, then do it. Otherwise, you want to kind of, you want people who can afford it. You want people who want it. And if they're just kind of, you're paying for it, it's like, okay, what do I have to lose? They're gonna pay for me anyway. Whether I do anything with it, who cares? Like I didn't invest any. There's no investment there for them. So they may never do anything with it. But yeah, I've only really done, to build my team, I've really only done incentives for my first line. So for my first line to build their line and so forth. You have done really well with positivity and sympathizing with me. Well, I'm glad, Chloe. Any other questions? Like I said, this was pretty straightforward. It wasn't necessary, and you mimic what your upline does. Mimic that, because they learned it from someone who learned it from someone who's doing it the right way. So, mimic what you see the leaders doing. Do those same things with your group, and it will be passed down the line, and you will be developing a strong team of girls who are training their girls, who are motivating their girls. Yeah, a lot of people do, like color, pick a color incentive. Instead of like paying for their sign up fee, like they can choose from your stock and get like a free color when they sign up. Especially if they don't have a color, they're going to need something to do. They need some color to wear. So letting them pick a color is a good way to run an incentive to grow your first line. Anything else? Drinking my ice drink. There you go. That's what I'm drinking. All right. Then I'm going to go. What do you say to a girl who does Avon and other sells and wants to stay home and be successful? How do you approach the situation now with out of stock? Sorry, it cut off. Avon isn't paying. I don't know what your comment is, Chloe. It got cut off. What do you say? How do you approach the situation right now with? That's all I see. How do you approach the situation now with? What's the rest of your question, Chloe? Oh, thanks, Jenny. I'm relaxed. I don't really get nervous in front of people. Like, I know some people like get nervous like with the camera or being on stage and stuff. I don't really get nervous with those things, so maybe that has to do with being relaxed. Just me. How do you approach her with signing up? Well, tell her that I don't know. I was going to say tell her our products are better. But show her how are Avon sales doing. Are people buying Avon still? Because people are buying Senegence products for sure. We're up to 2,030%. I can never get that number right. 2,030%. What is Avon's numbers? Are they up? Are they down? Are people selling? Are people still buying Avon? I don't know. Maybe show them numbers. Like how many people have you know, signed up? How many people are making this X amount of money? What are they making in Avon? Are people still making money in Avon? Just, you know, better quality products that work. She's bought 4 colors from me. She loves it. And she sells Avon? Is she really selling Avon? Or is she just, like, in Avon? You know? So, you can just maybe tell her, like, this company is the up-and-coming company in makeup and skincare, possibly going to be, you know, #1 in the world someday. That these products actually work, as she already knows because she's bought 4 colors from you. When's the last time someone bought Avon lipstick from her? You know, just kind of make her start thinking about those types of things. And show her numbers if she's a numbers person. You know, show her the sales increase. Was Avon maybe down? You know, you never know. So it's just going to keep going up. So maybe that will entice her. So, yeah. Alrighty. Anything else? And I don't know, Chloe, we can chat about that. If you want to chat about that more. Tomorrow at T-ball practice, we can chit-chat about that. That's right, Jenny. We're going to be #1. It's crazy how huge this is going to become. You're welcome, Allie. I hope that was helpful and, you know, maybe eases some of you, like, those of you who are like, I don't know if I want to build a team. I don't know what to do when I build a team. Honestly, you learn as you go. When I started building a team, I didn't know what I was doing. But, you know, I asked Jalen a lot of questions. I mimicked what I saw Jalen doing. And I just pretended like I knew what I was doing. You fake it till you make it. Really. If you don't know a question, then you go up to your upline and ask your upline the question. If she doesn't know it, then she'll go to her upline. And it will just keep going up the line until someone knows the answer. And it's also such a great, being a leader, you will learn so much about this company. You'll learn how to talk to people about this company. You'll learn how to, you know, how the company works, the ins and out of everything. You'll see different situations that you would not have seen unless you were a leader. So don't let, like, fear hold you back from building your team, because you just start small. It's not like all of a sudden one day you'll have 100 people on your team. I mean, that would be fabulous, right? But you'll have 1 girl, then 2 girls, and, you know, 3 girls. Like, and it will grow, and with each girl you'll feel more comfortable, more confident, and know what you're doing, and it becomes like no thing. So anyway, I'm gonna go. Unless there's anything else. Diamond Dolls rock. Yeah. Sorry I look like this tonight. I went to the gym today. And I didn't wash my hair last night. I usually wash my hair on Sunday nights. That's my hair night. I wash my hair once a week. For those who are wondering. I wash my hair once a week, and Sunday night is usually the night, and I didn't wash it last night, so it was up today. But I'm going to wash it. What time is it? I have to go so I can wash my hair. I just started. Girl Code is amazing. Girls, honestly, I recommend you guys all to read Girl Code. It's an amazing book. Honestly, it really changed my outlook on this business, how I run my business, the potential we have as women to become like these business owners. That there's no competition. There's no competition in this, honestly. You will get what you deserve if you're working for it. Don't think like you can't have what someone else has. You can. You have to believe it. You have to work for it. You have to stay positive. And she says, what is for you will not pass you. But you have to be actively doing what you need to get that. And I know so many of you girls are. You girls are hustling. So We're the number 3 company, we're the number 3 team, the third highest team in sales in all of Lipstick Ladies. So we're doing great things, you guys. We are doing great things. You should be proud of what you're doing. I know. So May, June challenge. Read Girl Code. Honestly, some summer reading. If you've never read like a self-help book like that, I recommend that you do, because they really are amazing books, and you can learn a lot about yourself and life and other people. So I'm gonna go. Anybody have anything to say? All right. Okay. Hope you guys have a good night, and I will chat with you later. Next week is, I think, business to business. So business to business meaning how to bring your business into another business, how to talk to boutiques or salons or yoga studios or all those things. So we'll be talking about that next week. So kind of more of a recruiting thing. So all right, you guys, I'm gonna go. I hope you guys all have a good night, and we're almost I just want to say we almost have 300 girls on our team. I think we're at 294 currently. So 300 is our next milestone. So who's going to be the 300th recruit? We shall see. It's kind of exciting. All right, you guys. I'm going to go. Have a good night. Bye.